Hi folks, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the fluids that you use to do a differential and crankcase fluid service on the 2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee. The fluids at the dealer sell Mopar for your transfer case is the NV 245, 247, 249 fluid. As you see here, on my particular Jeep Cherokee, it takes a little over 2 quarts to swap out the transfer case fluids. The differentials use the 75W-140 fluid. The rear on mine took about 2 quarts, and the front took a little over 1 quart. If you have a limited slip differential, and I'll talk about that more in a minute, you need to add the limited slip additive to your differential fluids, and these come in little 4-ounce bottles, and on the back of it says you add 2 to 5% by gear lubricant weight. So just depending on how much fluid you put into your differentials, you're going to need at least 1 bottle, maybe 2 of this to do your differentials. The limited slip differential is only on what's called the Quadra Drive differentials. Jeep in 2007 made the Quadra Track 1, which is a full-time 4-wheel drive. There's no levers, no way to switch in and out of 4-wheel drive. If you have a Jeep Compass or one of the smaller vehicles has full-time 4-wheel drive, that's probably what you have. My Jeep has the Quadra Track 2, which is a full-time 4-wheel drive, but also has a small lever you can pull up. I'll show that in a minute to set it into 4-wheel drive low. That's a Quadra Track 2. The Quadra Track 1 and the Quadra Track 2 do not need this limited slip additive. You can add it, it's not going to hurt, but it doesn't need it because there are no limited slip clutches in the differentials. All the slipping of the drive line is handled by the transfer case. On the Quadra Drive, on some of the newer models, the differentials do have the limited slip clutches, and the limited slip additive is needed with the Mopar fluids. There are fluids on the market that already have limited slip additive in it. Mobile One makes one. Some of the purple fluids and so forth. Just check the manufacturer to see if it's in that fluid. The tools that you need in order to do your transfer case. The transfer case has a fill plug and a drain plug. It takes a 10mm Allen type wrench, as you see here. I bought these at Northern Tool. Fairly simple to take those plugs in and out. You also, when you reinstall, should wrap the plug with some plumber's tape to help make a good seal. I use this type plumber's tape. The front differential has a 14mm drain plug and fill plug. Also, I bought this tool at Northern Tool. Most auto parts places will have these, or you can buy them in a set. I decided just to buy the individual wrenches, and these worked very well. To change out the rear differential, I use a hand-operated oil extractor pump. This is a hand pump. It creates a vacuum. You stick a tube into the fill hole on the differential and just suck out your fluid. The rear differential does not have a drain. The fill plug is just a small rubber insert type plug. You can pop it out with a screwdriver, suck out your fluids. Another way is to take the pan off and drain your fluids that way, but that's a little more time consuming. But anyway, you can use a vacuum pump or some type of transfer pump and pump out the fluids and then just refill. This is a little hand pump that I mentioned that you can put onto a quart or even a gallon jug, and you can pump your fluids up through a little plastic tube you see here, and they have different lengths depending on your application. To get the fluid out of those bottles into your transfer cases and differentials, places where you can't get to easily with a bottle. Again, I picked this up at Northern Tool. Also, you can find these at auto parts stores or even online. This is your rear differential. As you can see here, here's the fill plug. It's just a little rubber plug. You just stick under the cord of that. You can pop that right out. Suck out your fluids and then just refill here. I also have a little hand pump I can put onto a quart bottle. You can buy those at Northern Tool as well, to pump the fluids back in through the fill hole. Fairly quick to do the rear differential. Without taking the pan off, you can use these little hand pumps and it works pretty well. Okay, this is your transfer case. If you can see, it's coming off the transmission. The lower plug you see here this is your drain plug, 10 millimeter Allen wrench. You also have a fill plug. I don't know if that shows up, but it's up a little bit higher. First, take out your fill plug. You need to make sure you can get it out first before you drain the fluids. And then once you have the fill plug out, you can remove the drain the fluids. Again, it takes about 2 quarts. Wrap these plugs with Teflon tape. Put them back in. Don't over tighten. These are steel plugs in a aluminum cast body. Just get them good and snug. This is a Quadra-Track 2 system. Has full-time 4-wheel drive. And then you have this little lever here that you pull to set it into 4-wheel low. Again, this is a Quadra-Track 2. If you don't have this little lever and you have full-time 4-wheel drive, you probably have a Quadra-Track 1 system. You may also have a Quadra-Drive, which is the limited slip differential. If you have questions about what you have, go to Chrysler's website, www.chrysler.com. Register your vehicle, enter your VIN number. You can send them an email and they can tell you what type differentials you have in your vehicle. This is your front differential. You have to remove your skid pan. There's 4 bolts that hold those in. Here's one of the bolts. I don't know if that shows up, but anyway, take this pan off, and then the differential, it has the 2 fill plugs, again 14 millimeters. Take the top one out first, that's your fill, and then your drain. And should drain out about a little over a quart of fluid. And then just put your plugs back in using Teflon, and then refill. Well, I hope this has helped explain a little bit about changing fluids in your differentials and transfer case for a Jeep. Again, mine was a 2007. Don't know if this will fit your application. Dealer wanted several hundreds of dollars to do this job, and you can save quite a bit by doing it yourself. Again, these are the type fluids that you need. The 245, 247, 249 for the transfer case, the 75W-140 for your differentials, limited slip additive if you need it, 14 millimeter and 10 millimeter wrenches, fluid pump, and hopefully you can do the job yourself and save you a little dough. Alright, check back later. Hope you have a good day.